Hello, everybody. My name is Paul Vibes. I am here with my good friend Teresa. I just want to say it's really exciting to have you because you're very inclusive, you're very supportive, and when I realized that I wanted to restart my podcast, you came to mind. Because, like I said, you're just very inclusive, you're very supportive, you have a really genuine energy, you really like to connect with people, and it's cool. Like, you worked out with TJ today, and like the people in the community, you're good at like connecting with the community, and I really like that about you. And yeah,
it's easy when there's such a nice community to connect with. Very grateful for the Vibe Fest community. And actually on the way here I was thinking, and it's been a year since we met, because we met at SpellCon last year. And then I remember you were doing like the haunted like boat, like Kava.
The Kava yacht.
The Kava yacht.
We're going to do that next summer too.
Yeah. And after that, like we just stayed connected, and then we started doing the events, and it was great.
Well, welcome to the podcast. I'll give you a hug. We truly we're just on the podcast doing the things, and we don't have a script. We don't have even like a checklist of things. I know that we have no shortage of things to share. I feel like you're really encouraging. I know you're helping me with the community behind the scenes about creating our own Vibe Fest camp out.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Exciting.
That is exciting.
So yeah.
And I am excited to also just get more involved with the community too. You know, I really enjoy where we are at right now with like, I have a crystal business, so some of you guys may recognize me from the events. Alchemy 33, and I also do readings and all of that stuff at the events as well. But I've been doing events for a long time, so I'm excited to get on the other side of the events and start helping with like the planning and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it seems really natural for you. I feel like even when you offered your help, you know, for me with the events, it seems like you've done it before. Maybe you've just been around enough event organizers, and you've been to enough events where you kind of see the vibe and what needs to happen in order for the event to do well. And
I'm very, what's the word that I'm looking for? I like to like investigate things. I'm very receptive. So I'm always watching, you know, to see how like things are running and all of that stuff. So I haven't actually planned my own event, but like you said, I've been to so many that it's just like second nature to know what to do. Yeah. Also, Anahan's Purpose, which we both went to together.
So much fun.
Such a great time. My friend and my co-host for my podcast, which is called Two Geminis and a Leo, she is the vibe curator for Anahan's Purpose. And just to watch her do everything is just also wild. It's amazing, and she's just so tuned in. But I've learned a lot from her also in regards to that.
And thank you for pushing me in a healthy way to go to that festival. As you know, as much as I like to plan my own events, I like to receive too.
You have to.
And it was so much fun. I learned a lot from going there as well. And you know by now, I'm very open and receptive to learning and having mentors and seeing how other people do things. So it was so much fun. That's where I got that
time. Yes, the Rusted Rabbit.
Yes, shout out. We'll tag them.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about. And again, you know, I started off just a lot of appreciation. And I think from what I've seen at the festival too, like there's a lot of appreciation for you. And there's a lot of just love and just a lot of positive energy towards you. It really is.
Yeah.
If you notice that. But we're getting mushy in this podcast. You know? Where are the tissues at? Where are the tissues at? Here they are.
You gotta pull them out.
Got it, just in case.
Just in case.
Keep it away from the flames. We don't need that.
Yeah.
Don't need that energy.
Yeah, I really like to support people. It's something I've done my whole life. But actually this year has also been the first time that I'm taking my time back for me also. Which, as you said, like, sometimes you need to also be open to receive. So right now I'm in personal training. I have a life coach. I'm in therapy. Like, I have all of these things lined up that I never had before that are also helping me so that I can help other people as well in the future.
Yes.
And to gain those skills and understand myself a little bit better, because you can only meet people like where you're at, you know, and how deep you've dug into yourself. Yeah. So in order to be a better mentor, guide, whatever, you also have to dig really deep. Yeah. So I've been digging this year.
Yeah, well, this is where the conversation is going. Let's talk about it. Maybe it could resonate with, I know it resonates with myself.
Yeah.
Seems like it resonates with you, and I'm sure other people. Like, I think in this community, we want to help others, and it's always a good intention. But I think it's like the whole mask, oxygen, right? Mask. It's like that analogy of like, we got to take care of ourselves first.
Yeah.
Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't give fully. Can I ask you, how's that journey been of that realization?
Hard, but very much needed. Also, as you mentioned earlier, I'm working with TJ, who is New York Strength TJ. And Fitness Training. And he's just exactly what I needed, honestly, because I've always wanted to be more healthy and feel better in my body. But as I'm getting older, I'm like, I feel a little restricted, and I don't like that because I've never been restricted before. So I met TJ at Vibe Fest at Midnight Wellness, and we just like hit it off right away. We're both Leos, so obviously that's that's a thing. But we hit it off right away, and just the way that he trains, and he's just so caring and really wants his people to succeed, and just very much a mindset coach. Like, that is what I need in order to do the things that I need to do. Like, your mind has to be in it first before you can do anything else. And there was just like a switch that flipped when I met TJ, and he's really been helping me a lot. So that's been really great. But yeah, I've also been in therapy for this past year, which I did when I was younger. And then as I grew up, it's like, oh, you don't need it. And it's like, everybody needs it. Everybody needs it. So I've been on this therapy journey, and that's also been really good. And I've been working with a life coach for about a year as well. So it's been a really interesting journey. Also just like untying and untangling and unwrapping everything that makes me me, and realizing that, once again, the airline mask analogy, yes. You have to put your mask on first before you can help others. And I found that even with doing my readings and my sessions with people, I am so much more clear now that I have taken care of myself and done the things that I need to do in order to stay aligned for them too.
Yeah. I think I would love to talk to you more about that, because I think it's such a challenge for a lot of people in our community. Some people I talk to that I'm close to is that that burning out, right? Yeah. They give so much and they want to help everybody. And because for whatever reason, maybe they're not giving enough time towards their self-care. Yeah. Like, I know for myself, exercise, eating healthy, TJ is amazing. I've worked out with TJ, the cold plunge, the exercise, and just his energy is just so amazing and so healing. It's really a challenge for a lot of people in our community. Yeah. What would be your advice too for someone that is in this community but is struggling to find balance? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Small goals only. Starting very small and then building your way up. Like, I first started with the life coach, and then I integrated therapy, and then I integrated working out. It's about starting really small so that you're not feeling the burning out so soon. Even though this is supposed to be something that's self-care, going through these things are really challenging. It's not easy to choose yourself, and it's not easy to want to be better. So I think that also just operating from a space of you can do hard things and knowing that also helps. But definitely small goals only, starting super small with even maybe just a 5-minute meditation in the morning, or focused breath work, or just sitting in the sun. Sitting in the sun has changed my life. I just want to say, this is not an exaggeration.
Your mood, right?
Sitting in the sun has changed my life. This past year, every day on my lunch break, I go outside and I sit in the sun for at least a half an hour. And I've been wanting to do it more. So now I do it in the morning, I do it in the afternoon, and then I do it at night when the sun is setting. And it just changes your perspective on things, and we also receive downloads from that solar energy too. So I feel like that's also been a part of my journey, is just spending time in the sun. Yes. It has been so helpful.
And there's fear about the sun and stuff, but I think when you look into things more and just listen to your body, and I know for myself, like you shared, like, it definitely helps my mood.
Yeah.
just thinking of things in a more holistic, the lotions you put on your body, the foods you eat, the exercise, the movement, when you become more aware, even the people, the events, you do see a difference.
Absolutely. Awareness is key. And I think that once your awareness opens up more, things also start to fall into place because you're starting to realize, oh, wait, why did I do that? Why am I feeling this way? What triggered that? It starts like a list of questions, which I feel like a lot of people can take as like a negative thing or make it into like a spiral. But what it really needs to be is motivation for you to do the shadow work to find out where you were, why and what and how this all came about for you. And then learning how to integrate it. It's not even about getting rid of it or pushing it down. It's about integrating your shadow into who you are. Everything that's happened to you has happened for a reason. So using that to just be better or to understand yourself more, I think is super important.
Yeah. I like what you said about shadow work. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to go deeper to that topic, because I find that a lot of people, I know for myself, and it seems like what you're sharing is like a lot of people get involved in the spiritual and wellness community because of shadow work, going through some dark nights of the soul, right? Dark experiences. It's very rare that everything is rainbows and sunshine that leads them to a vibe fest or to see you, right? Usually, right, when you're giving readings, it's people are working through stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to share or talk about people who might be listening to this who are going through some challenging times in the world? I mean, there's no shortage, unfortunately, of things going on in the world right now on an individual level and a collective. Is there any advice or anything you'd like to share in regards to that?
I think that it's just also about taking it slow. Once again, baby steps, really slow, like movements. We always want things right now, especially in this like society of instant gratification. Yeah. In this society of instant gratification, we want things and we want them right now. Doing things like shadow work, exercising, anything of that nature, it's going to take time and effort to move through these feelings, move through these things that you're going through. So just giving yourself some grace and also knowing that you can do hard things. And somebody once explained to me that it's also about learning how to trust yourself, because we've all heard the phrase like you've made it through 100% of your days, which is true. But what I like to add to that is that you made it through 100% of your days because of how strong you are. Even though there's fear in the unknown, even though there's fear in what's next, you've made it through every unknown. You've made it through every what's next.
Every challenge.
Yeah. Every challenge. So just knowing that and having that as like a motivator inside is also super helpful for me. And just knowing that also you're not alone too. I feel like a lot of people feel alone in this world, but places like Vibe Fest, communities like that, really help bring people together to see that we're not alone. We all have issues. We all have trauma. We all have things that we're working through, but in safe spaces like Vibe Fest, like Anahata's Purpose, you can really find yourself and learn deeper who you are. And then I feel like it just starts a whole journey. So just giving yourself grace, having patience in the process, having patience with yourself, and just knowing that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching Vibecast. We just want to take a quick moment to thank some of the really special sponsors that made season 1 possible. Over here, we have Kozar, which is a really beautiful nasal inhaler that's made from all natural and organic ingredients. Really helps to open your pathways. They make some for pain relief, some for energy, some for focus, and even some essential oil blends in there that actually help you relax and sleep. We have I Am Healing Nature. They have some amazing herb and tea blends that can help your body fight whatever you're going through, especially during the winter time. They also have some great energy blends and detoxing blends. Over here, we have STEM Social, another great sponsor. They have some amazing blends that can help you with endurance, focus, energy. If you're interested in learning more about mushrooms in any way, we highly recommend that you check them out. We also have Roots Kava Bar in Port Jefferson. If you're looking for a setting to socialize and connect with people in the wellness community and you're not interested in going to a typical bar, they offer some amazing alternatives like kava, which can help you relax without being hungover and intoxicated. And it's also a great community hub to meet some really beautiful people. We want to thank you again to all the people watching the podcast. Thank you to our sponsors. Now back to the podcast.
As an event organizer and someone on my own healing journey, meeting people like yourself, that's what makes it worth it for me. These events are so much more than just selling tickets and signing up vendors. It's about building community.
Yeah.
And I can tell that you really appreciate, you see the vision, so much so that you get involved. Yeah. And I think that's really the big difference when people can not just show up, but show up and say, hey, how can I be of service? How can I support these events or these gatherings and make a better experience?
I am big on safe spaces. I feel like there's a lot of really harshness in the world right now. And just to have a place that we can go to be ourselves and be individuals and not worry about drinking and not worry about how people are perceiving us, not worrying about any of that, just knowing that we're all in this and on this journey together is just such a beautiful thing. And I feel like that's really been cultivated in the vibe space.
You really do show up in a lot of big ways. And it's, you and Ashley and your little partner in crime.
Yeah.
A lot of the events. She's really amazing. Shout out to you. We'll tag her too.
Yeah, Ashley.
She's amazing.
She is definitely my partner in crime in more ways than one. We do a lot of work together. We don't only work on our crystal business together, but Ashley also owns a medical billing company that I work at. And we're just very, very close. I love her family, and I'm very grateful for her in my life.
Yeah.
She definitely is somebody that shows up for me time and time again.
Amazing. Well, I look forward to connecting more with Ashley. She's always so supportive there by your side, helping out the events, and hope it's very appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely.
For you, what was that transition for you, not just to be in this community, but to step up at these different festivals? What's your calling to get involved in big ways?
I really like to help people start their journeys. I want to open people's eyes. I want them to see that there's more than just the matrix, the mundane. There is a very magical world out there, and that magic can help you in very different ways, from understanding your birth chart and astrology to using tarot cards to see what the future may hold. There's so much magic out there, and I just want people to witness it and understand it and recognize it. And I love doing mentorship, but my favorite thing is just getting my hands on newbies, people that have never heard, had an astrology reading before. I love people that are what's the word that I'm looking for?
Fresh in the community.
Fresh in the community, yes, but people that don't believe in it, And then I'm okay, well, here's your chart, and then I explain it to them, and they're like, oh,
makes sense.
Okay. How did you know that? You don't even know me. And it's because there's a blueprint that we can look at to help understand ourselves deeper and help other people understand the people around us as well. So I just, my tag is I'm your guide to self-discovery. I really like to help people just dig a little bit deeper to not only see their shadows, but to see how the cracks of light can come through them as well.
I think it's a great opportunity to talk about some of the beautiful services and things that you offer for the community, especially people watching this who don't know you, and you truly have so much value and just your energy. I know that whatever services you offer, the people are in good hands. You do a great job.
That.
Yeah.
So I am an energy worker. I'm a healer. I do Reiki. I also do tarot card readings. I do charm bag readings, which is something new that I haven't had at a Vibe Fest yet, which I'm really, really excited about. And I'm also an astrologer, so I do a lot of work with astrology, whether it's natal charts, transit charts. I really love to get into family dynamics and help families kind of understand the vibration of the family a little bit deeper. That's really my passion right now, is really helping parents understand their kids and spouses understanding each other and how the whole dynamic works is one of my favorite things to do. I also am a teacher. I'm a facilitator. So I teach about astrology, psychic development, witchcraft, and just a whole slew of things. If you ask me to teach something, if I don't already have a class on it, I'll figure it out. I'm very much like that. I learn through teaching. So I like to teach things that are kind of like mysterious and out there and like a little harder to understand. Because I also feel like I have a really good way of explaining things to people that is basic, but also gets really deep in the depths of what needs to be understood.
Yeah. And I can speak from my own experience, like even like you mentioned, while you may not have a lot of experience necessarily with event organizing, since we've discussed the possibility of something big for next summer, your ability to step into the unknown and to work as a team, it almost feels like very comfortable with you, almost like you're born for that, stepping into that kind of unknown experience. Yeah, if that makes sense. Absolutely. You're really good at like, okay, here's the steps and here's how can I help you this goal forward. And not everybody has that, or maybe they do. They just got to tap into it. But you're really good at, stepping into the unknown and being open to new experiences, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah, and we all rise together. So we just have to help each other,
Yes.
And I think that collaboration is one of the most beautiful and amazing things that can be done. Like I said earlier, a lot of people feel very alone, and they think that being alone protects them and that it's like a safe space. But once you're in a community where you feel accepted, where you feel loved, where you feel seen, there's a lot more depth that comes with that. Yes. So I think that it's really beautiful to be connected to such a transformative community that makes it easy for me to step into these roles. Yeah. So I appreciate that.
And I appreciate you too. And I think that I've shared this many times, but I personally believe that collaboration is medicine. When people can come together from different walks of life, whether they're believers or not, or whether they're first time at one of these events or not, it's like creating a collaborative experience where everybody's involved, everybody's equal, whether you're a performer, a vendor, somebody attending, you're creating that experience together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also like the saying, rising tides bring up all ships. Yeah. It's like your success is my success is yours. It's like everybody wins.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just really just love the community vibe. I've been searching for a community for a long time, and I just feel like finding Vibe Fest was very kismet. So I'm glad that you created it. You're just such a unique person, and I could have sworn that when I met you that you were a Gemini. And I know that you're a Virgo, but what's interesting about that is that Virgo and Gemini are both ruled by Mercury. So they have very similar qualities, where Virgo is a little bit more grounded. Gemini is a little bit more of a tornado at times. But I feel like you embody both energies very well. Like, you're a very grounded tornado.
Thank you. I hope so.
Yeah. But in the sense of like a tornado, I mean, just like you always have so much energy. You're always getting your hands into different things. You're always trying to like make things more, and just very expansive energy. So
thank you. Yes. And it takes a team, it takes a village, when we're doing these events, like what I've noticed, and tell me how you feel about this. Oftentimes in the wellness and spiritual communities, there doesn't seem to be a lot of leaders that step up to organize for whatever reason. They kind of stay in the clouds and have these ideas, a lot of ideas. Mm-hmm. You notice that, right? Like a lot of people in this community have ideas, but executing is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
And you've been great since we've been even playing around with the idea of collaborating and working on some cool stuff behind the scenes. You're really great at coming up with ideas, but also being like, okay, great idea. So how do we move forward? Who do we have to email? Who do we have to talk to? What do we need to do? You're good at that.
Yeah.
And I think people watching this, wherever type of angle they're coming from on their journey with their skill set, is like, don't be afraid to build a team. Don't be afraid to reach out to people like myself or Teresa and other people, because you never know how many people are aligned with what you have going on that want to see you be successful, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I love talking to new people. So if you see me, come say hi.
Yes, very friendly. Like I said, very welcoming, very inclusive energy, very supportive. And yeah, it's been really amazing. It feels like yesterday. Now it's all coming back to me. It's SpellCon and talking to you outside. And you're interested in the events. And it's really cool to see how involved you get. And you can see what we're trying to do. It's not about the numbers of people. It's about the quality. And it's amazing to see how involved. Hence today, live on Long Island, but you have all these different people and connections. It's really beautiful to watch.
And I love doing it. Even though I live in Westchester, I really enjoy coming down to Long Island to do the things that I need to do. And I actually so I also am a medical biller, so I have a full-time job as well. And I just told my job that I'm cutting back my hours and I need to cut a day out of my schedule. So now Tuesdays are just for me. Wow. And that was really big because...
Proud of you.
Thank you. That was really big because security is really important to me. And I feel like because security is important to me, I also have to take the risk and jump fully into my career and what I want with my astrology, with my guiding and all of that, in order for it to grow. Like I can't baby it anymore. I've been doing this for 10 years, I've been doing readings for 10 years. I've been doing astrology for 5, and I've been facilitating for around the same amount, about 5 years, maybe a little longer. But I just am ready to take the jump. So we're just going to cut off one day at a time, start off with 4 days a week and then work my way down. And it's amazing that I'm really grateful to the universe and to all of the support that I have on this plane and beyond, because I am very supported. I know that, and I appreciate, and I'm very grateful for all of the support that I receive.
Yeah. Well, I'm really proud of you for doing that. I know it's not easy, and I could definitely relate to that in my own life, whether it's this venture or doing the events. People don't realize how much work goes into these type of things, and anything I can do to help support you and reach out. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help. For the people watching this who may not know you, where is kind of like the best places to reach out and connect?
So my Instagram is teresa.marisa. So it's teresa.marie, S-A. That's my stage name. That's what I go by, Teresa Marisa. And I also have an email address, cosmicguide.teresamarisa@gmail.com. Very long email address, but...
we'll tag it all in the post. We just, I wanted to see if there was anything that comes to mind that you would feel like called to share with the viewers. Anything. I always like to end, towards the end of the podcast, to see if there's anything that's you've been thinking about maybe recently or that's been important to you.
Yeah. So the theme of trust has really been coming up a lot for me lately. And just understanding that even though we may have felt betrayed or misunderstood or not heard or not listened to when we were younger, that's not a reason to not trust now. So doing the best you can to be open to receiving, I think, is really, really important, because we need to receive in order to be able to give, if we're just always giving, we're emptying ourselves fully. So being open to receiving, trusting in yourself, trusting in the universe, finding your community, and that's it.
Amazing.
Like that.
Well, you're a great example of all those things, and I appreciate you sharing how you've been investing in yourself and spending more time in self-care, and it makes a difference, right?
So much.
Truly, because you're able to give in such a higher quality way.
So much.
I know from my own life when I'm interacting with my son or the events, and I've shared with you too that I want to take a little break and work on something big for the summer. And the old me would have been scared of that, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to listen to yourself and to see where the universe is trying to point you.
Absolutely. Even today on the way to the gym, I was like beating myself up because I was late. And I was like, it's going to be okay. It's fine. And then I get in and TJ's like, this is just a lesson in patience. It's fine. And I'm like, is it fine? He's like, it's fine. And then I leave the gym and I'm like fired up about life. it makes a huge difference. It really, really does.
Yeah. Well, TJ is amazing. We'll definitely give TJ a tag in this podcast. He's been a really big brother to me, and
Such a nice person.
yeah, such a big part of the community. He loves you. He loves working with you, and really grateful that you're connecting with him. So
we have a good time.
Amazing. We shared your social media. You shared a little message. I appreciate you coming on here and being part of our first season back in a while. I told you it's been a couple of years since I've done a podcast. I'm really excited to be working with my good friend Chris, who is an amazing human being, great parent, he does breath work, he does a lot of different things, and he's an awesome human being, and I have a lot of confidence in this project with him. And I hope you come back on. You're welcome anytime.
I'd love to.
And if anyone's watching this too and is interested in being a sponsor and supporting or interested in coming on as a guest, please reach out. If you're interested in any type of healing services, I know Teresa here mentioned a few, you're in good hands if you connect with her. Very patient. And even if she doesn't have the means to support you, she'll direct you. And
always.
The right place.
I love referring people.
Yes, it's nice to support your friends and people in your community. So I would love to give you a hug and thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, and thank you for the viewers watching this. We hope you join us when you come back on.
Be there.
All right. Thank you, guys.